Hi everyone, welcome to Book Boop and welcome to Haunting Reads. Today I'll be recommending 5 books that are nice and haunting and ghostly, all by Mary Downing Hahn. She's known for writing scary books for kids, and she's one of my favorite authors of all time. She's one of the authors I loved when I was a kid, and I still love to this day, and I love to recommend books by her. I know I've been mentioning her an awful lot lately. It's hard not to this time of year because it's fall, and I love ghostly, creepy reads in the fall. But I promise this will be the last time I talk about her for a while, just to give you all a break. And as a side note, I really wanted to call this video Haunting Hahn because it's just freaking witty and I really love it. But then I realized probably no one had no idea what I was talking about as I trip over my words. So you can see. But anyways, so this is unofficially called Haunting Hahn, but this is Haunting Reads. So let me go ahead and jump into it and give you 5 recommendations for the fall. And the first one I'm going to talk about is All the Lovely Bad Ones. This one I haven't read in a little while, but I loved it so much. This one is about 2 kids who go and visit their grandmother who runs an inn, and this inn is supposedly haunted. So the kids want to start playing pranks on the people that are staying at the inn to make people think that there are ghosts there. But the problem is, after they start pranking people, they end up finding out that there really are ghosts there. And then they start uncovering secrets and things about the past about this inn and trying to figure out how to lay these ghosts to rest. This one is a blast to read, super creepy, perfect for fall. The next one I will mention is The Girl in the Locked Room. This one's the most recent one that Mary Downing Hahn has released. It came out just, I think, a month ago or a little over a month ago, and I inhaled it. This one follows the story of, honestly, a ghost. This follows 2 different people. It flips back and forth, which I love. We get to see the story from the perspective of a ghost and another little girl, and it's a story of this ghost who has been trapped in this room for over 100 years until she meets a living girl who helps her try to escape her past. This one was a lot of fun as well. It's probably one of the least creepy of the reads I will recommend today, but it still has some creepiness to it, and this one's a lot of fun. It's also a very, very short read, so if you want a really quick, creepy little read to read at night, right before you go to bed, go for it. This one's a lot of fun. All right, the next one is One for Sorrow. This one takes place during the influenza epidemic and actually has some story that Mary Downing Hahn pulled from her mother's experience because her mother lived during this period, and some of the things her mother lived through and the things that she did as a kid during this period she actually put in this book, which I thought was freaking awesome. I love adding some history in there. But this book follows a girl who whose frenemy dies from influenza and basically haunts her and pesters her. And she's trying to figure out, this other girl's trying to figure out how to get away from her frenemy and how to just get rid of this ghost that's bothering her. But this one is a really creepy read. It's a little bit longer than most of her other books. So if you're wanting a little bit longer book, this one's fun. It's still not like horribly long, but this is a little bit longer than Mary Downing Hahn usually writes for her ghostly books, but this one is a blast. I highly recommend this one as well. Also would be good in the winter because it takes place in the winter. All right, so this next one is not necessarily a ghost story, but it is a mystery, and that is Closed for the Season. This is another one I haven't read in a little while, but I remember loving it so much, and I really need to reread it. This one follows 2 kids who are trying to uncover the mystery of this woman who is the bookkeeper for this now closed down amusement park, that is called the Magic Forest. I think it was like a Wizard of Oz themed amusement park. And this lady was murdered years ago, and these boys start kind of poking around town and trying to figure out this mystery of who killed her. And this book reminds me so much of this video game called The Park. It's a relatively recent video game. It's an atmospheric game. There's several people online on YouTube who have played through it if you want to see it, but it reminds me so much of this. It's like this creepy closed down park. Rides are falling apart, creepy atmosphere, so good. This one would be fantastic for the fall as well, as are all of these. All right, the very last one I want to recommend to you, I had talked about a lot recently as well as some of the other couple, but this one is by far probably my favorite book from my childhood. If you were to ask me what my favorite book was from then, it would be Wait Till Helen Comes. This book is one of my favorites. I have read it and reread it so many times. This book follows this girl this family that's been blended together. We've got this mom with her 2 kids and dad with his youngest daughter, and they all end up moving out to the country together after the mom and dad get married. And the little girl just doesn't like her new family. She doesn't like having to share her dad. And she's just honestly, she's kind of a terror as a kid. But she ends up finding this old cemetery that's behind their home. And she befriends this girl of a ghost who just wants to be her friend as well. Or does she want something more sinister than that? Spoiler, she does. So anyways, this one is so much fun. I love this book and I highly recommend it. But that is all of my Mary Downing Hahn recommendations. It is not by far all of her books and all of her creepy reads. She has several more. I have read the majority of them. I have loved them all. Those are just some of my favorites that I've mentioned today. But I hope you enjoy it and I hope you are willing to jump into some Mary Downing Hahn. If you've read any of these books, let me know what you think. On this side of the video is going to be my icon. You can click on that and subscribe to my channel if you want to follow me on my book journey. On this side of the video is going to be a recommendation for another video for you to watch if you're interested in watching another one right now. But thank you so much for watching. You rock, and don't forget to keep reading. Bye!